From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Tuesday morning. Hope you had an awesome start to the work week yesterday. More winds in the forecast for today, for Wednesday, and for Thursday. And models starting to trend a little bit snowier now with the storm system for the mountains. We're still tracking that potential for lower elevation frost and freezes from tonight through Friday night. Okay, let's start off by talking about some of the wind gusts. Still seeing gusts up around 35 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 25 miles per hour here in the Tri-Cities. Pretty much the same thing for Walla Walla. Those temperatures still trending on the milder side, 44 for the Tri-Cities and for Walla Walla, 38 in Yakima. First Alert radar showing you not much out there for now. That will definitely not be the case a little bit later in the day. So after 11 a.m., that's when snowfall really going to pick up for the mountains. But here in the Tri-Cities, a decent chance of seeing some rainfall around and after 4 p.m. So for today, again, I think the main feature of the forecast for lower elevation will be the winds. Temperatures getting up into the 50s and 60s, but we'll have a lot more to say about the winds and the mountain snow and the frost potential. All that coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
And right now, broken stalls and trash scattered everywhere. What officials are saying after a local park was vandalized. Plus, when every second counts, help is now closer than ever. A new Life Flight base is up and running, what this means for patients and how the move is changing emergency response. And debate is growing over a new law targeting sheriff qualifications. Now, multiple lawsuits are raising questions about who holds power. This morning, we'll break down what's at stake for local law enforcement. These details and more coming up on Good Morning Northwest.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good Tuesday morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us here on Good Morning Northwest. I'm Wendy Redman. Your time is 5:02. We begin this morning with a crime alert out of Kennewick. The bathrooms at Horse Heaven Hills Park are closed until further notice. This after officials say someone broke in and vandalized the area during the weekend. Take a look here. Broken stalls and toilet paper just everywhere. This is the scene that has left the bathrooms in need of repair. Kennewick Parks says there's no time frame yet as to when the bathrooms will reopen. One local park goer says, though, the closure doesn't come as a shock.
I was actually not that surprised. I always see a bunch of teenagers and whatever walk over there and whatever and walk in the bathrooms and stay in there a lot longer than you would, and especially in these bathrooms. So yeah, I was actually not really surprised.
We also contacted Kennewick Police to learn more about the vandalism. As of this newscast, we have not yet heard back. In Walla Walla, a new medical resource is now taking flight in the Walla Walla Valley. Leaders unveiled a new Life Flight network hangar yesterday. Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen was there and says this is aimed at cutting down emergency response times and saving lives across the region.
It's a sound you never want to hear, but when you do, seconds matter. A new Life Flight network hangar is now up and running in Walla Walla, designed to get critical care to patients faster across Southeast Washington and Northeast Oregon. Inside this new facility, crews are on standby 24/7.
Having this facility here enables us to be ready at a moment's notice.
And that readiness can start the clock sooner. From highway crashes to medical emergencies far from a hospital, this base lets crews launch within about 8 minutes. It's a pilot, plus a specialized medical team, and gear that turns the helicopter into a flying ICU. Before this, crews had to drive about 15 minutes to the old hangar, time they say patients don't have.
So that's an extra 15 minutes that really a patient could lose pulses or things can change really quickly. So it makes a huge difference kind of between life and death.
The project came together through a partnership with the Port of Walla Walla, plus state and local funding, meant to strengthen public safety and support economic development.
We build things, that's what we do, but this one has a more important value to the community because it provides service for those in need, emergency response.
Leaders say it's not just a new building, it's a peace of mind. Standing feet from this helicopter, crews tell me this can be airborne in just minutes, bringing life-saving care to those patients who need it the most. Reporting in Walla Walla, Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
Leaders say the base is fully operational and ready to respond immediately to emergencies across the region. Staying in the skies, as development picks back up in Sunnyside, the port is moving forward with plans to expand the Sunnyside Municipal Airport. Port officials say they're working on a new 5-bay hangar, a project that's actually been in the works for several years. Leaders say the expansion is designed to increase capacity as well as better support aircraft, storage, and operations at the facility. The project was made possible through a direct appropriations grant, but like many developments, it faced delays during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, officials say the project is back on track, with bids completed and construction expected to begin soon.
And so hopefully that will start construction here soon. It's been a long time coming, so we're excited to get that project completed and off the ground.
Port leaders say the new hangar will serve as a long-term investment for the airport and help support future growth in the Sunnyside area. While one project moves forward, another is facing delays due to rising costs. The Walla Walla City Council is putting a major library renovation on hold after the project came in over budget. Council members unanimously rejected the only bid for the expansion of the Walla Walla Public Library. The proposal came in at nearly $11 million, about $800,000 more than the city's construction budget. The library director sent Apple Valley News Now this statement yesterday, reading in part, quote, "We see this as an opportunity. We have worked with our design team to refine the project to encourage more participation and bring costs down, and a second call for bids began today." City leaders say more than 20 contractors initially showed interest, but only one submitted a final bid, highlighting what they call a highly competitive construction market and rising costs. Now to the Washington legislature. A new law aimed at holding sheriffs to higher standards is now facing another legal challenge and a strong reactions from local law enforcement. Apple Valley News Now's Austin Reed report.
5974 concerned sheriffs, police chiefs, marshals, volunteers, youth cadets, specially commissioned officers, and police matrons.
A newly signed Washington law meant to increase accountability for sheriffs is already being challenged in court. The law, Senate Bill 5974, was signed earlier this month by Governor Bob Ferguson, creating stricter requirements for who can serve as sheriff and how they can stay in office.
Yeah, highly opposed to it. I believe it to be unconstitutional.
Among the changes, candidates must now have at least 5 years of law enforcement experience, and sitting sheriffs must maintain state certification or risk removal. Supporters say it puts sheriffs in line with the same standards as other officers, but critics argue it takes power away from voters. Were lawmakers sneaky with this?
Oh, sneaky as hell is what they were with that. And they slid it through. And
now a second lawsuit has been filed, this time by the Washington State Sheriff's Association and a sheriff candidate, claiming the law gives too much authority to a state commission. The lawsuit follows a separate challenge filed earlier this month by 4 Eastern Washington sheriffs, signaling growing pushback, especially in rural counties.
There's 2 different lawsuits, Pend Oreille County. The second was filed last week in Thurston County, but they have a slightly different angle of argument about why that law should be pushed back. Both are asking, though, for an injunction.
what they've done is they've taken away your ability and my ability to vote who we want to be our chief executive officer, our law enforcement officer of the county. Well, they're just trying to become a socialist state is what they're trying to do, and they're trying to have state police, that everybody answers to the state police, or AKA the Washington State Patrol.
At the center of the debate, who should decide whether a sheriff can serve, voters or the state? Backers of the law say stronger oversight builds public trust, while opponents call it unconstitutional and warn it could limit who runs for office.
Will the prosecutor be next? Would it be the county auditor? Now, we don't condone anyone getting in trouble. That's a big deal for us. Matter of fact, the sheriffs over the past few years have attempted to pass some bills on sheriff qualifications. That's not it at all.
With multiple lawsuits now filed, this issue is likely headed for a lengthy court battle that could shape the future of local law enforcement across the Evergreen State.
So they're both good lawsuits, in my opinion. Hopefully we can get courts to rule on the law and the Constitution, not people's desires or wishes or political beliefs and those type of things.
Sheriffs are the only law enforcement in this country that are elected. They have a very, very unique connection with their communities. And I think it is frightening that they want to break that.
That was Austin Reed reporting. For now, the law is still set to take effect later this month unless a judge steps in. The state attorney general's office says it's reviewing the lawsuit and will respond in court. Staying in Olympia, the Washington State GOP is backing a new initiative that could change voter registration rules. It's similar to the SAVE Act that is being proposed at the federal level. If put into law, Initiative 26500 would require people to bring proof of citizenship while registering to vote, such as a passport, birth certificate, or naturalization certificate. The initiative would also require voters without an enhanced ID to provide proof of citizenship 2 weeks before the 2027 election. Supporters say the initiative will help decrease voter fraud, but critics worry it could block citizens without proper documents from voting. Your time is 5:11. Still ahead on Good Morning Northwest. Family finances are no longer a private conversation behind closed doors. Now, parents are teaching kids about money earlier than ever. See why experts say kids are already shaping spending habits in surprising ways. And any surprises in the weather? Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth is coming back with a look at your First Alert weather forecast when we return.
The 2026 Nissan Frontier, with Ward's most awarded V6 engine in the last 30 years. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Get up to $4,750 total savings on select Frontier trims.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through April 30th, receive rebates up to $1,200 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
Workers and the families of deceased workers who worked at the Hanford site are now eligible for compensation for diseases and illnesses. This may be in addition to compensation already being received. Smart Law will be hosting a Hanford Workers' Compensation Educational Dinner at their Kennewick office on Thursday, April 23rd at 6 p.m. To register, call 509-735-5555. Dinner provided. Smart Law, smart choice.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery, Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
It's National Foot and Ankle Health Awareness Month. If children complain about reoccurring foot pain or other foot problems, see a doctor. There's more at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Prosser Orthopedic Center podiatrist Dr. Jerry Clifford is accepting new patients. This is how we care.
The 2026 Nissan Frontier, with Ward's most awarded V6 engine in the last 30 years. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Get up to $4,750 total savings on select Frontier trims.
I don't have it all figured out yet, but I follow you every step to find the hole in your alibi. What now? We get him.
Live with Kelly and Mark today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of this morning's temperatures. We start off in the Cascades where we're in the 20s and 30s for the Kittitas Valley, sitting at 41 in Ellensburg. We'll take you down to the Yakima Valley. We're at 38 for Yakima, 42 for Union Gap. The Lower Columbia Basin, 44 for the Tri-Cities, 45 for Umatilla. Then for the Blue Foothills, a mixture of 30s and 40s, 44 for Walla Walla, 39 in Pendleton. And then for the Blue Foothills, all of us below freezing, upper 20s to some low 30s. Okay, we'll continue to have that potential for some frost and some freezes for tonight all the way through Friday night. So here are those overnight lows that we're forecasting for the Yakima Valley. You see the coldest night is going to be Wednesday night and Thursday night. So we'll take you just night by night here. Remember, the magic number that we're looking for is 32 degrees or colder than that. So for tonight, we'll be right at 32 degrees in the Kittitas Valley. By Wednesday night, now you see places like Pendleton, Sunnyside, Yakima getting in on the fun as well. Then by Thursday night, looks like we'll be dealing with the same thing and cutting it very close to freezing in the Tri-Cities and Hermiston. And by Friday night, that area starts to shrink, and it looks as if, well, the Kittitas Valley would be the microclimate with the most legitimate shot of seeing some frost or freezes by Friday night. So remember, in those afflicted areas, protect the 4 Ps, the people and the outdoor pets, plants, and the plumbing. Oh, by the way, pollen count's still way up there. Top allergens continue to be alder, birch, and juniper. But okay, winds. We still got a bunch of them in the forecast. We'll talk about those coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. Talking money this morning as high gas prices, inflation, interest rates, and other financial pressures are impacting how stressed out parents are approaching the topic of money with their kids. A recent survey from Intuit found tough economic conditions are causing a generational shift in American households. What were once taboo subjects, family finances and money decisions, are now being openly discussed and used as teaching moments by more moms and dads.
Money and family finances going from taboo topics to table talk.
Your parents are having much more transparent conversations about the family finances with kids.
Intuit's Dave Zasada says in a recent survey, 81% of U.S. parents reported current financial stresses made them realize how important it is to teach their kids about money, with 79% saying they are more transparent than their parents were with them, and 71% wanting their kids to avoid mistakes they made.
They're finding just everyday real-world examples that they can use to start conversations. That could be as simple as we're going to the grocery store and we need to talk about wants and needs.
The shift happening as a new generation is entering the conversation.
Gen Alpha is influencing billions in household spending today.
PwC's Ali Furman says this group, with the oldest entering high school and youngest still in strollers, is often criticized for how much time they spend in front of device screens. But that's missing the point and their impact.
They learned how to tap a screen and how to put things into a cart before they could walk, many of them. So commerce is as natural to them as running water is. It's just part of their flow.
Online shopping carts are becoming the new family group chat, where wants are expressed, negotiations happen, and purchases are made with or without parents.
Gen Alpha is not waiting for purchasing power. They already have it. They're already earning income, developing brand loyalty, well before high school. And they're already buying things when their parents aren't looking.
In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
As these conversations continue to evolve, experts say the goal isn't just to teach kids about money, but to help them build confidence in how they use it. Your time is 5:19. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Chief Meteorologist Josh Cobrath coming back to talk about more windy weather. If you didn't get enough yesterday, find out how much more will be on the way when we return.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hit.
Call 853-2222.
Dear Uncharted, you're not held to lines on a map. You follow the unfollowed, the untamed, the unseen. And where the pavement ends is where you begin. Keep it wild. 4Runner. Right now, you can lease a new 2026 4Runner for $389 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, Let's go places.
How does it look so far?
Great.
Comfortable?
Yes.
Times and places all in who you share them with. Joy, yeah.
I got in.
Who you share it with.
This is a great use of your home equity.
Who you share it with.
Take a look at a truck, an SUV that have everything. Style, tech, and an adventurous spirit, all at a great value. The 2025 Ford Maverick and Bronco Sport. It's time to see Ford in a new light. Get a 2025 Bronco Sport or Maverick and get up to a $3,500 gas card plus $500 loyalty cash for current Ford owners.
Bathfitter knows what you're looking for. The perfect style for your bath remodel with the look of tile you want. New textures, shapes, and styles. Works with your budget? Low maintenance. With no messy grout to clean. Quality and beauty that lasts, backed by a lifetime warranty. Sounds like Bathfitter's styles are your match. And with new designs, now there's even more to love. Time to set a date. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
This newscast sponsored by Multicare Yakima Memorial Hospital. Excellence you can trust. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're going to have high winds in the forecast for today, tomorrow, and for Thursday as well. So we'll take you day by day here in the Tri-Cities. Gusts up around 40 miles per hour. Looks like that peak time frame going to be from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Now, in the Tri-Cities, today is probably going to be the gustiest day. Tomorrow, we could still see gusts up around 35 miles per hour by the warmest part of the day. I'm not even going to show you Thursday because by then, some of those gusts, well, I will show you Thursday. By then, just some of the gusts are only up around 20 miles per hour. So here's a summation of each day. For today, we could have gusts up around 55 miles per hour for Salish Pass, up around 50 miles per hour in the Yakima Valley as well. The next half hour will take you, we'll show you those hour-by-hour gusts for the Yakima Valley. For tomorrow, still gusts anywhere between 30 to 50 miles per hour. And then by Thursday, definitely a little bit more dead here in the lower Columbia Basin, but gusts still between 35 to 50 miles per hour for the Yakima Valley, for the Kittitas Valley, and for the Blue Foothills. So here's how to prep for damaging winds. Stay informed, secure loose items, prepare your home, charge your devices unless there are some outages. Now, we're not technically going with an alert day anymore for the winds, but there is certainly an alert day in place for the snowfall that we'll see from this morning through Friday afternoon. So here is the culprit right here, this low pressure center that is traversing British Columbia right now. It is bringing the energy necessary to see rain and snow chances going way up. It's going to be quite wet here in the Tri-Cities for today and for tomorrow. We'll put this into motion with Futurecast satellite and radar, and it's going to be widespread stuff out there for today, but pretty persistent snowfall up in the mountains. Now the Cascades will see a little bit of a lull in the action by tomorrow morning, but then getting some more rounds of snow showers to both mountain ranges, and that is going to continue as we head into Thursday, and it should wrap up by around 5 p.m. on Friday. So here's some of the snowfall totals we're expecting. 11 a.m. on Tuesday to 5 p.m. on Friday, 12 to 15 inches of snow for primary Cascade passes, 3 inches of snow for Interstate 84 in the Blues, but around a foot of snow for Oregon 204 at Tollgate. Have those items compiled together in that winter safety kit, which you can find that checklist posted online at AppleValleyNewsNow.com. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. A good chance of rain and quite windy today and tomorrow, calmer and drier by Thursday. For Yakima, gusts around 50 miles per hour Tuesday, still windy for Wednesday and Thursday. And then for Ellensburg, windy today, but gusts between 45 to 50 miles per hour over the next couple days. Then for Hermiston, the wettest and windiest day this week will be tomorrow. Finally, for Walla Walla, we can't rule out some flakes mixing in on Wednesday and Thursday, but too warm for accumulating snowfall.
Thanks, Josh. Your time is 5:24. Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest. New trailers, big premieres, and familiar stories returning to the spotlight. This morning in entertainment, we're seeing what's next for some of your favorite films and franchises.
Looking for a laundry upgrade? Swing into Fred's Appliance and shop the best selection of top-rated washer and dryer sets. Come in today to take advantage of our in-stock, get-it-today inventory with the lowest price guaranteed. At Fred's Appliance, we promise you will experience hassle-free shopping with local expert help every step of the way. At Fred's, we still have the largest selection of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in the region. We sell appliances, only appliances.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. Take the road trip you've been dreaming of with an efficient new Honda. Turn heads with unmistakable style and sport-tuned suspension. All from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a $219 per month lease on a 2026 Civic LX sedan.
At the Pacific Campus, our medical care for seniors is built with intention. We take time, we listen, we create personalized plans designed for strength, clarity, and longevity. And because your care is inside the PC, wellness isn't separate from your healthcare. It's part of it. Membership isn't required, but many choose it to stay active and connected. Call, text, or stop by. We're always here for you. Your fourth quarter matters. Let's play it strong.
Go get the ball. Go get the ball, Max.
When you're ready for more space to play and more peace and quiet, Numerica has flexible home loans so you can get more for what you love. Find your more with Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather.
Welcome back, everybody. In entertainment news this morning, there's no shortage of big announcements and first looks for some highly anticipated projects.
Yeah, from a live stream movie premiere to a new chapter in a major film franchise, fans are getting their first glimpses at what's coming next.
So with what's happening in Hollywood, here's Alex Stone.
I'm going to make something of this job. You could write a book. The definitive Miranda Priestly expose.
You're invited to the Devil Wears Prada 2 premiere. Disney Plus and Hulu will be streaming the New York City premiere live on April 20th. The Devil Wears Prada 2 struts into theaters on May 1st. Disney is a parent company of 20th Century Studios, Hulu, and ABC News.
Go out there and make them remember you.
The second quarter quell is about to begin. Lionsgate has released the first official trailer of The Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping. The film stars Joseph Zeta as a young Haymitch Abernathy competing in the 50th Hunger Games. The highly anticipated prequel opens in theaters on November 20th.
Every day and every night was an adventure.
We have our first look at the Ingalls family. Netflix releasing the first trailer for the new adaptation of Little House on the Prairie. The first season of the series is set to premiere on July 9th. And happy birthday to Sarah Michelle Gellar, who is 49 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Alex Stone, ABC News.
All right, so what's your favorite out of those? Anything standing out? Hunger Games, Little House on the Prairie,
No,
Devil Wears Prada 2. I'm kind of excited about them all, to be honest with you.
I'd say Devil Wears Prada 2.
Yeah?
Probably the one I would be the most excited about. Yeah.
But you're still just putting it on your list.
Just on the list. Just the big king scroll that I have. Yep.
I think I'll eventually probably see all three, but probably not in a timely fashion. So I'll get to them. All right, your time is 5:29. Still ahead on Good Morning Northwest, fire crews in Umatilla are responding to thousands of calls every year, but keeping up is becoming a growing challenge. How staffing shortages are impacting response times and what's being done to help keep up. Plus, earthquakes detected off the Washington coast. Dozens recorded in just hours. This morning we'll break down what's causing the activity and why experts say there's no danger. These stories and more coming up in your next half hour. But first, your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, dozens of organizations are calling on Meta to abandon plans to add facial recognition to its smart glasses. Groups like the ACLU say the technology would empower stalkers, sexual predators, and scammers, allowing them to identify people without consent. Roblox is modifying its age verification process by splitting it into 3 categories. Roblox Kids for ages 5 to 8 will be the most restricted for games and chats. The gaming platform will have a middle tier for teens and tweens, and the regular Roblox account will be for users 16 and up. And finally, the Xbox Game Pass could soon be getting cheaper. Xbox's new CEO reportedly wrote the subscription service is too expensive for players in a leaked memo to employees. It's not clear if the changes will be made or when. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Hannah Battah. Have a great day.
Are you certain this is decaf?
Mm-hmm.
Are you 4imprint certain?
Mm-hmm.
I am like lightning today.
Certainty matters. So when you need the right high-quality promotional products, printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time, that's the certainty of 4imprint. Wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team by visiting 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Did you know 100% of floors test positive for fecal bacteria? Ain't that some...
Call 1-800-STEAMER.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
When allergies throw a sucker punch, the power of Claritin punches back harder. Nothing is proven more powerful for 24-hour non-drowsy relief. Claritin clears. Now try Claritin Liquid.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Tuesday morning to you. Hoping your day is off to a great start. Thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Wendy Redman. Your time is 5:32. Let's get you over to Chief Meteorologist Josh Culbreth. Now, Josh, we did have some pretty windy weather yesterday, but you're saying we're not done with it just yet.
No, we have a few more days of the winds to go. So today, Wednesday, and Thursday. In addition to that, some big-time snowfall totals for mountain passes from Tuesday through Friday, and some frost and freeze is going to be possible in lower elevations over the next handful of nights. We start off with the wind gust, and those gusts are already up around 30 miles per hour for the Tri-Cities in Walla Walla, closer to 35 miles per hour in Ellensburg. The temperatures are, well, as the air temperature would suggest, 44 degrees, but if you factor in the real feels with some of the wind gusts, it probably feels a little bit cooler than that. But the air temperature is saying 44 for Walla Walla in the Tri-Cities and 41 in Ellensburg. First alert radar not showing you really anything of note out there for this morning. And for today, for the Yakima Valley, a low in chance of a shower around lunchtime. It's going to be mostly dry for today in the valleys, but slightly better chances of rainfall for the lower Columbia Basin and especially for the Blue Foothills. Highs getting into the 50s and 60s. The biggest facet of today's forecast will be the wind gusts. Those temperatures going down for tonight, which will bring up the potential for frost and freezes, which we'll talk about coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. We begin this half hour of news in Umatilla County, where Fire District 1 is working to improve response times and coverage across the region with the help of a federal grant. Apple Valley News Now's William Albert spoke with fire officials about how this new funding is making a difference.
Umatilla County Fire District 1 is a busy district. Its 2025 annual report shows crews respond to more than 6,000 calls across more than 200 square miles, serving nearly 48,000 people in communities including Hermiston and Stanfield. The district also provides ambulance service to Umatilla, Echo, and parts of Morrow County. The district operates 5 stations, 3 of which are staffed 24 hours a day. However, Fire Chief Scott Stanton says one ongoing challenge has been keeping up with the high volume of calls.
12% of the time we have 5 calls going at one time. We can't staff 5 calls at the same. We don't have enough people. So that's when we have to rely on our mutual aid partners out of Umatilla, Echo, Boardman Fire, or Pendleton Fire with their ambulances. So I think that's the critical piece.
That need has been made even more challenging by staffing shortages, but Communications Coordinator Timber Hunt says that is beginning to change thanks to a federal grant helping the district bring on more firefighters.
In 2024, Umatilla County Fire District 1 was awarded $6.9 million for a FEMA SAFER grant. And what that does is allows us to hire 16 firefighter paramedics and EMTs to help us staff Station 23 out on Westland Road. That helps us lower response times and improve our coverage throughout the district.
Despite receiving the grant in 2024, Chief Stanton says bringing new firefighters on board is a lengthy process.
It takes about 2 full years to get them where they're really, by the time you put out your advertisement to the time they're really can work independently, it's almost 2 years. So it takes a while to get a person up to that level. So that's the downside of it, but the great side is the amount of jump start we got with all that money from the federal government.
Stan says of the 16 positions, half have already been hired, with the remaining recruits set to begin Fire Academy starting April 20th.
That academy will go 13 weeks, and then they'll go to shift work, and they'll be assigned to like a field training officer, either for their fire or their EMS skill sets, and then when they get done with that one, they'll flip to the other side. So say some will go right to their EMS field training officer, and after they get signed off to act, say, independently to work with another partner, then they'll go over to the fire side and work on that fire side.
Hunt adds that despite the department's name, most of their calls are actually medical emergencies, something crews are constantly prepared to respond to.
The fire department's in our name. The bulk of what we're doing is emergency services, ranging anywhere from your grandma falling down and needing help up to cardiac arrest, strokes, diabetic issues, really any kind of medical emergency you can think of, we're there helping out.
Umatilla County Fire District 1 says it's working to fill vital roles while continuing to respond to the community with the same level of efficiency. In Hermiston, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
Officials say the additional staffing will help improve response times and better serve the growing needs of the community. In state news, an active swarm of earthquakes has been detected far offshore of Washington state, but experts say it's not a threat to people on land in the Pacific Northwest. The Pacific Northwest Seismic Network said since around midnight on April 12th, there has been, quote, quite an active swarm of earthquakes at a ridge about 250 miles offshore of Washington state. The network reported that 18 quakes were detected as of noon on April 12th, with a magnitude ranging up to 4.2. Officials say the quakes are not anywhere near the Cascadia subduction zone. Your time is approaching 5:38. Still ahead, from prison to purpose, a story of second chances and new beginnings. A former inmate now inspiring others behind bars. This morning we'll see how he's helping change lives through sports. Plus, Josh coming back with your first alert weather forecast. Just a gorgeous shot here out of Richland this morning. Find out what you can expect today and what about that frost and freezing temperatures? Everything you need to know to be ready for that when we return.
Mariner Baseball. Select games whole season on Apple Valley News Now.
This morning on GMA, it's 7-time Emmy winner Jean Smart and Hannah Einbinder together live. And this week, Lisa Vanderpump's here, Michael Simon cooking things up. And it's Tori with Deals and Steals Superfan Week.
Tori, thank you.
On Good Morning America.
When your family feels protected under our roof, they're free to dream. And you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. Customize what you pay with Drive My Way. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Hey, this is Eric the Peanut Guy with your Tri-City Dust Devils. It's our 25th anniversary season, and we are so grateful for you. Come be a part of the celebration.
Home games run all week with a special fireworks show on Friday, April 17th. Then get ready for the return of a fan favorite, a post-game drone show. That's Saturday, April 18th, thanks to Custom Restoration. It's also a family feast night.
Come be a part of our best season yet. Tickets at DustDevilsBaseball.com. Dust Devils Baseball, a Tri-Cities tradition for 25 years.
This is the 2026 Nissan Frontier. With Ward's most awarded V6 engine in the last 30 years. And enough power to bring all your toys. This Frontier was built to get there. Wherever there is. Go further in the 2026 Nissan Frontier. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Get up to $4,750 total savings on select Frontier trims, or well-qualified buyers get 0% APR on select model trims.
Jardiance plays a role in my story, too. I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well with Jardiance, a once-daily pill that helps lower my A1C. It works 24/7 in the body to flush out some sugar.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death, too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine and infection between and around the anus and genitals. Both may be fatal. Severe allergic reactions, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in men and women, and low blood sugar. Stop taking and tell your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, rash, swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing. Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardiance is a little pill with a big story to tell. And if you ask me, it's pretty swell. Action!
When your family feels protected under our roof, they're free to dream. And you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. Customize what you pay with Drive My Way. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
I don't have it all figured out yet, but I'll follow you every step to find the hole in your alibi. What now? We get him.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in the Cascades. High is going to be in the 30s and 40s, and rain and snow are looking likely. Then in the Kittitas Valley, just a low end chance of some showers, and we could have some gusts up around 20-ish miles per hour for today. And then for the Yakima Valley, some of those gusts up around 50 miles per hour, with highs getting into the mid to upper 50s. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, we'll end up around 60 degrees for the most part. For the Blue Foothills, upper 50s, rain looking likely, especially the closer you are to Walla Walla, the closer you are to the higher terrain. And then in the highest terrain, the Blue Mountains, will have temperatures getting up into the 40s and 50s. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about that frost and freeze potential once again for Tuesday night through Friday night. Here's what it's going to look like in the Tri-Cities. Getting pretty close to freezing on Thursday night. I'm thinking that the better chances for frost and freezes are going to be in the valleys and in the foothills. But for tonight, you see 32 degrees in Ellensburg. For tomorrow night, now Pendleton, Sunnyside, Yakima getting in on the fun. By Thursday night, it looks like those same areas are going to be impacted by the temperatures around freezing. And then by Friday night, looks like most of this is going to be confined to some portions of the Kittitas Valley. So remember, protect the 4 Ps, the people, the outdoor pets, plants, and the plumbing. So that's something we're dealing with for this week. We're dealing with mountain snow and some big time wind gusts. We'll talk about all of it coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Josh, talking sports now. The Washington State Penitentiary was visited by the Side Door Foundation, a nonprofit that combines education and athletics for incarcerated individuals. Founder Brett Hollins was sentenced to 70 months in prison at age 21. While in prison, he dedicated his life to basketball and would go on to play at Southern Oregon University after serving his sentence. Visiting the Washington State Penitentiary in Walla Walla, Brett spoke with inmates about his story and gave advice on how they can better themselves as well.
Well, basketball saved my life, and I think basketball saved a lot of people's lives. Basketball is a universal language where it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, where you grew up. When you put these people on the court together, it's like they're making music. You know, it's like poetry. It just flows smoothly. And in here, you know, this is something that they never get to experience.
Yesterday, an interactive lecture and class was held for the inmates. Today, they'll get to participate in a basketball game together. Your time is 5:44 on your Tuesday here. Still to come, we have your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door, including your weather forecast with Josh.
You got shortness of breath, chest pains, and a cough. Little things wipe you out, you can't shake it off. It might be long COVID. You got chills, rainfall, depression, fever, can't smell or taste. Could be long COVID. One more time.
Welcome to KVH Orthopedics, now in our newly renovated space that's modern and welcoming, with appointments available when you need them. Our state-of-the-art facility and advanced technology provide expert diagnostic and surgical care. Our team is with you every step of the way, helping you get back to the life you love. Experience the next level of orthopedic care at KVH. Schedule your appointment today. Kittitas Valley Healthcare, your home for health.
Gather the family and come on down to the 63rd Annual Parade of Gems, April 24th through the 26th in the Modern Living Building at the Fairgrounds. Our theme this year is Crafted in Stone, featuring sunstone carvings. See demonstrations on gold panning, wire wrapping, lapidary, and more. Dozens of vendors will be offering rock and mineral specimens from around the Northwest. There will be games, door prizes, plus amazing jewelry. Doors open at 10 a.m. for the 63rd Annual Parade of Gems, April 24th through the 26th at the Fairgrounds in Yakima.
Every home starts with a move. Not just the one to a new address, but the moves along the way. The choices, the negotiations. In those moments, certainty matters. That's why Windermere Group 1 agents are trained, supported, and prepared for every step. Because when it's time to move, you should be sure you're making the right one. Windermere Group 1. Confidence in every move.
You get hurt in a car wreck, and all of a sudden, you feel like there's a black cloud hanging over your life. You're in pain, and the insurance company doesn't want to pay. Call me, Attorney Mariano Morales. I have the power of more. Don't take that first offer when I can get you more, much more than they want to pay. And why go to court if you don't have to? And when they find out the heavy hitters on your side, well, you know, blue skies. Injured? Call me, Attorney Mariano Morales, because helping you is what I do.
Call 853-2222.
Austin Reed, only one station. Apple Valley News Now.
On your side.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We'll have some high winds for today, for Wednesday, and for Thursday as well. The last half hour we talked about the lower Columbia Basin. This half hour we're going to talk about the Yakima Valley. So for today, gusts could be up around 50 miles per hour as soon as 4 p.m. You can see we'll hang on to some pretty high wind gusts as we head into the evening. Now, for tomorrow, gusts only up around 35 miles per hour for the warmest part of the day, and then by Thursday, once again, gusts up around 35 miles per hour. So it looks as if today is going to be the windiest day in the Yakima Valley. Here's a summation of the wind gusts that we're expecting for today. You see gusts getting up around 50 miles per hour in the Yakima Valley, up around 55 miles per hour for Salinas Pass. And then for tomorrow, gusts across the map, 30 to 50 miles per hour. Then by Thursday, we're looking at the same thing. So these persistent, rampant gusts through Thursday. And now we're going to turn our attention to the mountains where we have some big time snowfall in the forecast, around 12 to 15 inches of it for highest passes from this morning through Friday afternoon and evening. It's because of this storm system that's traversing British Columbia right now. This is bringing the necessary energy for lower elevation rain chances and higher elevation snow chances. Now the Yakima Valley going to stay fairly dry from this system, at least in comparison to what we'll see for the base and the foothills and especially for the mountains. But let's put this into motion with Futurecast satellite and radar. You see around and after 11 a.m. that's when snowfall really going to pick up for the Cascades. And it looks as if we'll get a bit of a lull in the action for the Cascades by tomorrow morning. But then as soon as lunchtime tomorrow, starting to get more rounds of snowfall. That's going to impact both mountain ranges. And that will continue as we head throughout Thursday and then into Friday, or at least through 5 p.m. on Friday. So here's some of the snowfall totals we're anticipating during that allotted time frame. 12 to 15 inches of snow for highest Cascade passes. Only a few inches of snow for Interstate 84 at Cabbage Hill, but around a foot of snow for Oregon 204 at Tollgate. Here's some things to compile together in that winter safety kit if you do plan on traveling over passes, and this checklist is posted online at applevalleyNewsNow.com. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. A good chance of rain and quite windy today and tomorrow, calmer and drier by Thursday. In Yakima, gusts around 50 miles per hour Tuesday, still windy for Wednesday and Thursday. In Ellensburg, windy today, but gusts between 45 to 50 miles per hour over the next couple days. For Hermiston, the wettest and windiest days this week will be the windiest day this week will be tomorrow, I should say. And then for Walla Walla, can't rule out some flakes mixing in on Wednesday and Thursday, but too warm for any accumulating snowfall.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time now for your morning sprint at 5:50. Here are the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. Bathrooms at a Kennewick Park are closed this morning after being vandalized during the weekend. Parks crews say the damage includes broken stalls and debris throughout the facility. There's no timeline just yet for when repairs will be made or when the bathrooms will reopen. We contacted police for more information, but no update has been released. For now, visitors will need to plan ahead as cleanup and repairs get underway. Health officials in Kittitas County confirmed 4 measles cases this year. 3 are connected with the same household and are currently isolating with no known public exposure. Officials are continuing to monitor the situation to determine if the cases are linked. Statewide, more than 30 cases have been reported, with more than 1,700 nationwide. Health leaders are urging people to check their vaccination status and get protected if needed. A new Washington law aimed at increasing accountability for sheriffs is now facing multiple legal challenges. The law requires candidates to have law enforcement experience and maintain certification. Supporters say it aligns sheriffs with other officers, while critics argue it limits voter control. A second lawsuit has now been filed, adding to an earlier challenge. The issue is likely headed for a lengthy court battle that could shape the future of local law enforcement. A new Life Flight Network base is now operational in Walla Walla, improving emergency response times. Crews are on standby 24/7 and can now launch within about 8 minutes of a call. Before this, teams had to travel to a different hangar, adding critical delays. The helicopter functions as a flying ICU, staffed by a pilot and specialized medical team. Leaders say the new base brings faster care and added peace of mind for communities. Plans to expand the Sunnyside Municipal Airport are moving forward once again after previous delays. The project includes building a new 5-bay hangar to increase capacity and improve operations. It was made possible through grant funding, but slowed during the pandemic. Now, bids have been completed and construction is expected to begin soon. Officials say the expansion will support future growth and serve as a long-term investment for the community. In your national headlines this morning, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio will take part in direct talks between Israel and Lebanon. That's according to the State Department. An official there says today's conversation at the State Department will focus on security for Israel's northern border and supporting Lebanon's push for full sovereignty. The delegations for Lebanon and Israel will be led by their respective ambassadors. Analysts say this will be the most high-level direct meeting Israel and Lebanon have been involved with since 1993. Talking business now this morning, Barron Trump's beverage company is announcing its first 2 flavors. They are pineapple and coconut, according to a LinkedIn post. Solos Yerba Mate is set to launch next month. Yerba Mate is South American bitter herbal tea that has become a popular alternative to coffee. The president's youngest son is listed as the company's director. In your health headlines now, California officials say they've dismantled a large-scale hospice fraud scheme that allegedly took more than $267 million from Medi-Cal, the state's Medicaid program. More than 20 people are facing charges now. Investigators say the case involves companies accused of billing for care that was never provided. State Attorney General Rob Bonta says the case is part of long-standing efforts to crack down on healthcare fraud. His comments come as California responds to criticism from the Trump administration over fraud enforcement. Prosecutors say those charged could face up to 16 years in prison if convicted. In sports this morning, Seattle is in the final stages of preparing to host the 2026 FIFA World Cup, with the first match set for June 15th. City leaders expect around 750,000 visitors and nearly $1 billion worth of economic impact. Seattle will host 6 matches at Lumen Field, which will temporarily be renamed for the tournament. Matchups include the U.S. men's national team facing Australia, along with several other international games, plus 2 knockout rounds in July. To get ready, the city is coordinating more than 40 agencies focusing on safety, transportation, and fan experience. Upgrades are also underway at the stadium, including a new natural grass field, improved Wi-Fi, and expanded video boards. Officials say the goal is to keep the city moving while welcoming visitors from around the world. Trending this morning out of Southwest Florida, a police department caught an unusual sight in the water. Check this out. Police captured the moment a manatee, who was rather thirsty, was quenching that thirst.
Police said its marine unit had just wrapped up patrol and was cleaning the boat when it said an unexpected dock inspector stopped by. The manatee was getting its fill of fresh water coming from the vessel.
There he is. It's kind of like a little water fountain for him. Doesn't that look like that? For safety reasons, police waited until the manatee was finished before they docked. But look at the face. He's having a good time.
So I'm about to expose myself as not being a marine biologist here, but like.
Well, me neither, so go ahead.
So, I mean, manatees are surrounded by water like all the time, but they have to get water from a freshwater source. They don't have the immune system for just like the water they're swimming around in.
I also not a marine biologist, but we can look that up and find out pretty easily.
I feel like I should.
No, I don't know very much about manatees either. My experience level with them has been 0, and my run-ins with them have been less than 0. So.
Less than 0. -1 interactions with a manatee.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This is about the most manatee action I've seen in a long time. All right, your time is 5:57. Still ahead, plans to expand a community library now on hold, and leaders say rising costs are to blame. At 6 o'clock, we head to Walla Walla to see how officials plan to move forward and what the pause means for the community. Plus, a longtime resident at the Berlin Zoo is celebrating a big birthday. But life has changed with age. Coming up, we'll see what daily life looks for the world's oldest gorilla in human care.
And no more manatee analysis. I'm just going to stick to the stuff I know. We have a lot of winds in the forecast, mountain snowfall, and the potential for some lower elevation frost as well. We'll talk about it all coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.